Hey, what's up guys? This is Oakley. I'm doing a live commentary 2v2 battle. So it's actually going to be two Macedonians against Sparta and Parthia. So kind of an interesting matchup if you were to do it historically. Although during the Peloponnesian Wars, the Spartans actually sought out Persian aid in fighting Athens. And the Persians kind of helped them in terms of, I believe it was funding their fleet and helping to push back Athens, because in reality, Athens had a relatively large empire around the going into Asia Minor, and that's where the Persians wanted to extend their territory. And so there's a conflict of interest between Athens and the Persians, and so the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And in that way, Sparta kind of found itself on the same side as Persia for a little bit, which is odd to think. But yeah, what I'm telling my ally here is that we are going to have to use teamwork and work together. That's always the best way to win a 2v2. So hopefully we can try and trap his guys. I have brought scorpion pieces here. So basically my setup is going to be shield bearers and then 2 foot companions. Then I have 2 of the companion cavalry, 2 aspis, 4 Cretan archers, 3 of those, can't remember what they're called, but the axemen. This scorpion unit here that I'm going to try and hide because I'm guessing my opponent has cataphracts. And if I can keep those the scorpion hidden and wait till his cataphracts are up close, I can probably tear through them pretty easily. So I'm going to try and set up a good amount of ambushes all over the place, because Parthia, who I'm guessing I'm going to be facing off, or if I'm facing against Sparta, you know, I can still ambush them. But whoever it is, I'm definitely going to want to try and ambush them. So I'm supporting my ambushes with my spears, going to disperse those, put the peltis on the side as well, and going to put my general kind of in the center. As for my cav, I'm going to put most of them on the right, just because I want to secure that flank, and then I'll put these guys sort of in the center, and then be able to figure something out, something to do with them, maybe reinforce the side. But I really don't like the chat here. It's a little hard to do. I wish it was like in Shogun, where it was in the same page, you didn't have to open up a separate tab. But yeah, I'm going to try and tell my ally that we definitely got to work together. Scorpions right here, I'm not sure they're hidden, so I'm going to move them further into the woods. Or at least try to find a place where I can put them in the woods. I'm not exactly sure if they're hidden yet. No, I don't see the eye there. Don't see the eye there either. So just going to keep moving them till I feel like they're hidden. And I believe these units can be moved on the battlefield anyway, so even if they are in a poor position, I can roll them out at the last second. And man, I can't really tell if they're hidden. I think so. Okay, cool. So I deployed opposite Parthia. Let's move the Cretan archers up. I'm gonna start engaging with him, but it seems like he has a lot of archers there. So what I'm gonna have to do is find a good position in the woods somewhere and start doing my thing. I'm gonna move the cavalry up. That's going to be key to warding off his archers, but of course I don't want to let him know that I have cav up close. So let's go ahead and move actually these guys up. Turn off skirmish mode. I really don't like skirmish mode. I tend to do it all things manually. I'm going to tell my opponent that we should try and defend this area here, that he should hold up right there. Of course we have not seen much from Sparta at the moment, so not exactly sure where those guys are going to be. So I'm telling my opponent to go scout through the woods over there, or at least trying to give the indication that he should do something like that. And one of the few things that I like about multiplayer that they added is going to be these little waypoint markers. They are very useful, especially in a 2v2 when you can't go into the chat. You can kind of tell them where to attack, where to defend. You can circle things and stuff like that. So it's definitely a really cool feature that I'm liking. But yeah, I took those guys off fire at will, so I'm going to be saving them against his cataphracts. I'm going to go ahead and move them to the edge of the forest, so when they do shoot, they'll actually have a decent you know, shot, and not shooting through 10 trees and then expecting them to hit someone. So let's go ahead and move up one of my Cretan archers and hope that he takes the bait. I'm going to move these guys up through the forest, because when he does come to engage, I'm definitely going to need to put some more shots on him. So let's tell our friend to occupy these woods right here. And that should be a good place to launch our fighting from, because I'm going to tell him, look, the enemy is going to come through here, we got to flank him, so, you know, we'll attack from the sides just like that. So that's kind of my, the way I'm thinking about this. Sparta has started to appear on the left, so it looks like they're in relatively, you know, just attacking from the front, so not too much of a threat from a flank attack. And you can see on the very right, my opponent, or if you look on the minimap, my ally actually has two or three hidden units on that flank, so I feel like our side over there is pretty well secured. So I'm going to start moving my troops up, and yeah, just prepare for the attack. I'm going to put these cavalry over here, and okay, Sparta looks like they're going to try and go for a heavy flank. So I'm telling my ally to try and form a front there, because Sparta's going to come up around there. So I'm going to put my forces here and send over actually my general over here, and hopefully he can help out. Okay, he has a lot of elite Persian archers. So I think what the strategy here is going to be is to bait them out with one unit and then try and crush them either by additional archer units or cavalry. Okay, so yeah, as long as my ally can try and put on shots while undercover himself, we should be alright there. Gonna start inching my cavalry forward because I'm gonna have to beat back his bows if they try and do an outright launch an all-out assault on my my archers here. I'm gonna take those guys off fire at will, let him get close, and then strike once he's very close. Not great positioning for my ally. He's a bit too blobbed up, so I'm going to tell him that he needs to fall back. And, yeah, okay, see, the archers here are going to go and reinforce, so I got to somehow start baiting them and force them to come attack. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy these troops here, get my opponent to focus on me. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot, plus his guys are not totally in the cover of the forest, and I'm going to get a good flank shot. So let's go ahead and get some shots off, and I anticipate a quick retreat. So yeah, one volley and then let's pull out. I don't think my Cretan archers are going to fare too well against those guys. So let's see, I still have 90 men. Okay, I lost one guy and he lost two. So that's a fair exchange to get my opponent's attention. And it's a good start to the battle, I feel. Over here I'm going to hold those guys in reserve, move some of my general units over there, and start moving these guys up. But again, remember that they don't have fire at will, so I'm going to wait for my opponent to totally expose his flank on me. Let's move up some of these guys. I think this is going to be a good moment to start using those guys. My opponent has gotten his cav and his blobbed infantry and his archers in close range, so I think I can go ahead and start putting on the pressure. God, my ally really needs to fall back and reform. He's not in a good position at all. Let's see here. So I'm going to move my scorpions up. I'm hoping I'm within range of his noble horse archers. That would be a nice target. Let's see. Nope, still out of range, but I can try and target some of his swordsmen. They look like they're in a good juicy formation. I don't quite want to engage his guys just yet. I'm going to let him move forward. Okay, perfect. My ally's reforming. So I think if we hold the top of the hill here and I'm able to pick off my opponent's units from a distance, we should be good. Let's go ahead and try and aim these bad boys. It's a little hard to do with all this forest, but let's give it a test shot and see what happens. Hopefully I can lead this far enough. Kind of gauge this. Looks like it's going to be a good shot. Oh, man. It's close enough. Alright, let's see if we can get another shot. I'm going to have to try and lead him. Perfect. Perfect. There you go. Okay, looks like we got a decent clump of units. So we're starting to do some damage, and my opponent is repositioning. Who do I want to keep shooting at? I think that's doing good damage. He's down to 110 men in one unit, so that's definitely very useful, especially if my opponent is basically a skirmishing army over there with just a couple of core units. If I can knock out his core units, I can just trample his archers easily with my companions and Aspis. Let's go ahead and what are we going to do? I think I'm just going to keep putting the pressure on, move some archers up, and start engaging his forces. Try and move them up closer so I can fling my cavalry at him. And there you go. Okay, perfect. He's going to move forward, and I'm hoping that I can start baiting his forces forward. I don't see many horse archers, so I'm wondering where those are at. Let's see if I can get these guys on the move. Ah, man, it's still really hard to get from a distance. Okay, that's an overshoot. Let's try and aim a little lower. Oh, man. Okay, if I overshoot, I'll hit those guys in the back at least. Wow, in between no man's land. Okay, my cav is moving forward. I'm definitely going to have to take control there after I get the shot off. Okay, that's too low. Let's go ahead and take control of these cavalry. And look at this juicy target. That's exactly what you want to do. He's going to retreat, so I got to move up some support. Alright, these aspists are going to be getting their asses kicked if I get engaged with his spearmen too soon. So I've done enough, you know, I've forced his units back, and now I can put the hurt on his forces, which are moving forward. So I like how exposed his units are, so I'm going to go ahead and tell my scorpions to shoot at them, as well as have these guys, once they're a little bit closer, yeah, start taking out his more elite, or at least more stable infantry. So I'm going to have my, you know, all my troops there and try and whittle him down before his archers can get in position. I think I'm doing well enough. I have cav support if he tries to put up too much pressure. I'm going to tell these guys to halt fire for now. Wait for a better target and move closer just so I can get in range with hopefully his blob unit here. And if I can break those guys, that'll be perfect. It'll totally expose his archers. But at the moment I seem to be doing enough damage. Okay, his archers are moving up. I'm going to tell my archers to stop and shoot from this side. I'm going to have to retreat part of my guys. I don't want to take the full brunt of all his archers shooting at me, so I'm going to move these cav up and hopefully ward off his main archer body. Meanwhile, I'm going to tell these guys to start moving backwards. Again, like I said, I don't want to lose too many men, so as long as I'm in the forest and I don't stay engaged for too long, we should be alright. Looks like he's going to start moving his spears forward, so a cav charge will do a good amount to dissuade him from moving forward. That should be enough. Move these guys back, make sure his archers don't turn and shoot, and all the while, let's keep picking off his spearmen. I'm just gonna wait for those guys to get low enough to the point where I can crack them. Okay, looks like Sparta is launching a heavy flank, and okay, he's being aided by Parthia. Looks like gonna have to reinforce and send in both my units there. And hopefully we can hold up that flank, because that's going to be the main opponent's tactics. It looks like Parthia is just putting a light pressure on me here, holding me back with skirmishers, and basically doing all he can to help Sparta on the far side. So I should be able to do well enough over here, especially with the support of my general. As long as my ally is able to hold off the Spartans. Oh shit, look at the Parthian forces in the background. Yeah, they're totally going for a hard flank here. So let's hope I can hold them off. And over here, I just gotta hasten the pace so I can go to help the support of my ally. At least I got some of his spears wavering. So what are we gonna do? Move these guys back a little bit. Okay, so he ran from my formed units. The Spartans are gonna be basically sprinting forward, so we gotta reform and pull back. Excellent. Looks like his units are not very well protected. I'm gonna move his cav up, try and put the pressure on there, and try and isolate his last spear units, get those foot troops engaged. And okay, looks like my companions are going to get swarmed. Hopefully I can tie down his forces long enough that my allied Macedonians can come and help put a hammer and anvil strike on. I'm going to try and pull these guys out of combat and save them, but looks like we're being swarmed. I'm worried about my ally if his if he's tied down with Sparta and then the Parthian horse comes around the side. That's going to be trouble for me. Looks like some of my cav got nabbed on his spearmen, but that's alright. Most of them are behind the lines threatening his archers, so that should be good. Let's go ahead and try and knock these guys out and tell my archers to, just keep doing their thing. Shoot at the guys, and hopefully if I disrupt enough of these forces, I'll be able to break them soon enough to go to the help of my my ally, who seems to be having a rough time of it. Let's chase down his archers. If we can get that going, that should be good enough. You can see my opponent over here is not being too reactive. He's mostly engaged on the other side, trying to micro there. But, I think we should be alright. Looks like Parthia, I've held them off, scared them off with these guys, but Macedon has totally crumbled in the face of all these massed Spartans, so that's not a good sign. He's going to try and reform here, and I'm going to try and lead some of the Spartans astray. Okay, he's going to try and fall back here. I got to pull back. He's just launching all his guys at me. Now, while that is bad for my opponent, I don't want to join in the disorganized defense. I might as well use the fact that he's disorganized to form an organized defense and destroy him. So let's go ahead and move my cav up. Now that he's charging forward with all his spears, he's totally given up all the support back there. Let's reform these guys here. I can hold them off and figure that if I turn my units around and start engaging here before Sparta gets here, I can knock these guys out. He's done an all-out charge, so that means I can basically hold them with my foot companion, swing around with my cav, and essentially engage with the rest of my units here and put the hurt on it with my missiles. He has broken through in the middle. I don't really have much to counter this, so I'm just going to fall back and essentially turn all my ranged units on these guys. I hope because they're isolated I can go ahead and get rid of them. I sent in one force to try and hold them up, and let's move these axemen up. I think I can get those guys held down. Okay, looks like he's gonna retreat all those forces back here. That's fine. I just want to get those guys away from the combat. I'm a little worried by the numbers he has here, but I should be able to hold them off. Ah, shit, he's starting to rout my guys over there, but I'm oh, okay, here comes some Spartan cav. Let's charge these guys. Jeez. Well, at least they're Aspis cavalry. They'll hold their own and stay in melee. Looks like my general over there is going to be able to catch some cataphracts. Over here, my combined effort with all my ranged units is going to do well enough. Let's go ahead and charge these archers here. He's sending in more spear support. He's broken through in several places, so that's not very good for me. I'm going to go ahead and try and flank these guys. I'm going to tell my archers just to go and hit the backs of his troops there in melee combat. I know that's not good, but I got to knock them out, and plus they're already engaged in combat. Oh my god. Let's hope these guys can hold. Put them in phalanx position. Let's use some abilities, and it's pretty god these guys can hold them off. Usually these general units are good enough, and as long as he attacks from the front, we should be alright, I hope. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, the guys over here are going to try and engage my troops, so that's fine. I'm sacrificing some units. Over here I got to save these guys. We're fighting his units over there. It should be alright. I'll loop back around. Yeah, looks like he routed some of my Cretan archers, but that's fine. It's at the cost of having all these units at the back of his men, putting the hurt on. Okay, these guys still have a lot of, they're still doing pretty well. Let's use another war cry on my opponent. Okay, if he's starting to rout, hopefully I can make it a chain rout. And good, we've managed to sort of hold our own back here, so looks like my flanks are secured over here, and I can turn on the rest of his troops that are fighting my foot companions there. And if I can finish this fight up, I'm pretty sure I'll be alright. I got my cav returning, finished off his horse archers, and if they can come back, actually if I can send my cav to help out fight Sparta, that should be perfect. Although he is bypassing most of my units here, so that's going to be bad. Let's send some of my scorpions to intercept. Man, those shield bearers are kicking ass, dude. They're doing so well. Okay, I'm going to keep putting on the hurt. Back of those units, they're starting to crumble. That's good. Going to move my cav up. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I'm going to help my ally. So hopefully he can slow those down. Send in some Aspis cavalry to hold my enemy down. He's going to charge my archers, so I got to reform them. Gonna pull some guys back, and these guys are definitely gonna be lost, but let's pull the cav away. Alright, good, they've gotten hooked. Gonna move my archers up. He's got reinforcing infantry coming up. That's not good for me. Let's make sure we can knock out these helots, otherwise they're gonna wreak havoc. Okay, Aspis from the side are gonna hold down those units there. Let's tell my archers to engage. I'm gonna get these guys in the back. In sustained combat, they're not gonna be great, but I figure, you know, if I can get his units wavering, that'll be good enough. Wow. Shield bearers were able to hold their own. That's excellent. Looks like I'll be able to knock these guys out, and after that hopefully knock out some of the Spartan spears. Good, we've been able to rout those guys. Let's reform and try and help my ally. Okay, so his cataphracts won, but looks like they're pretty tired, so I'm going to go ahead and send the last of my companions in there. Keep my Aspis rolling through his helots. Start a chain route. Okay, looks like we're actually doing pretty well. He does have these spear units charging me, so I'm going to move out of the way for sure. And try and use these guys to help knock out the rest of his cataphracts. If I can secure victory here, then I'll be able to reform and redeploy to help my ally. But looks like he's going to have to hold his own for now. Okay, let's engage all these guys. Make sure they're held down, and then start engaging with my spears here. And I should be able to hold those down. I'm a little worried about his infantry here. Okay, these guys are going to have to start moving up. Although he does have more cataphracts coming from the side. Let's see. Engage here. Gonna start shooting at some archers here. Man, this is going to be close. Close. Okay, engage there. These archers turn around and start shooting your guys here. These guys should be able to chase them down. Let's go ahead and tell these guys to attack the eastern cataphracts. I'm not too worried. Gonna intimidate them and use war cry. That should be able to knock them out and form a phalanx formation, or hoplite formation, I think. Okay, Aspis, they're going to have to help me out elsewhere. These guys are going to have to shoot his cataphracts. Ah, shit, they're charging me. Hopefully I can put enough damage onto him that he starts routing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to knock those out with my Aspis. Foot companions should be able to hold their own. I caught his guys there. Looks like that fight is going decently. Shield bearers are still kicking ass, still alive. Okay, so I've taken out his cataphracts there. Looks like I'm losing most of my ranged units, but that's fine. I just got to take out these cataphracts and lock down the fight. I'm going to disengage and try and help out with these other battles. I got to do a hammer and anvil, because if I can get my spears out of combat, I can definitely take out his cataphracts easily. Let's go ahead and charge these guys and use the trample ability. It looks like his cataphracts are starting to waver. These units are definitely going to have to join the fight soon. Alright, got a strike there. Let's go ahead and turn them around and try and get those swordsmen here. These guys will do the hammer and anvils to follow up. I'm a little worried about my horses here. They're starting to waver. His cataphracts are coming in. Okay, looks like Sparta was able to win there, but I'm guessing they're tired. So let's hold the top of the hill so I can finish this flank off. Okay, his archers are routing. Cataphracts are wavering, so it'll hopefully be a chain rout. Let's move these horses up to help the fight out. Okay, I'm going to get the Parthian swordsman here. Looks like his cataphracts are basically done for. I'm not too worried. Let's form a shield wall, though. Add some buffs. Pull my last of my companions out. Get the Aspis in. And it should be a pretty decisive charge right here. Yeah, it looks like he's starting to crumble. I'm a little worried about Sparta. They seem to have a lot of guys left. So, what am I going to do? I got to hold the hill. That's going to be all there is to it. And try and get my cav. I think with my cav I'm going to have to knock out his helots in the back, the archers. And then we'll just see how the combat on foot goes. I mean, he has a lot of Spartans left, but last time I checked they were exhausted, whereas my guys are still alright. And yeah, this is going to be a really close fight. Really close, man. Very close. Okay, looks like he forgot about chat. I mean, at least he was able to whittle down some of the Spartan forces, although I am fighting against the odds. Okay, he's got a lot of units left. I'm going to try and engage them while they're on the move, while they're out of formation, and send these guys up to help out. Hopefully I can knock out at least his helots, and if I do that, hopefully his troops will suffer a morale penalty. Don't want to get too close with these guys, don't want to suffer too many losses. Looks like he's trying to get his helots back in line. Gonna put some pressure on with my spears, move these guys up. Okay, his units are blobbed up. If I can engage them right now with my phalanx, I should be able to tie them down, and I can loop around them with my cav. Should be able to get his archers pretty easily. It looks like my opponent right here is blobbing up. I'm gonna have to just get the perfect attack on him. Make sure all my units... Oops. Make sure all my units are here. Looks like I've got his archers. Let's retreat these guys and just make sure I can just engage his archers and disengage. Gonna keep these guys moving forward. Looks like I lost 1 or 2 horses, but that's fine. At the price of knocking out all his guys, that's looking good. His Spartans are sprinting around, so that's perfect. I want them to get exhausted. Looks like the enemy is moving up, but it's going to take them a while to get here, so if I have to, I can turn around and just isolate them. Let's move my cav. I'm definitely going to need this uphill advantage. If worse comes to worse, I can kind of try and dismount them. I do have some good amount of Aspis units on foot, so as swordsmen, they should be able to do relatively well against spears, at least better than cavalry. Looks like he's going to go into noob formation. These guys are tired as well. I'm thinking of disengaging and fighting those forces over there. If he's going to form this nude box, it's going to be a little hard to break, especially seeing as I don't have too many guys. Okay, so I have some more grenade axemen back here. These guys have still a good amount of ammo left, and actually their ammo is good at armor penetration. So what I'm going to do is move up on his nude box, make sure to hit his guys where they're turned, where they have their rear to me. And because I have good armor penetration, I'm going to target most likely his Royal Spartans or his Heroes of Sparta. Let's go ahead and scout out where those Parthians are at. And okay, looks like my opponent has broken out of his box. But you can see here his units are really tired, so I think if I start working on his edges with my Agrarian Axemen, I should be able to knock out some of his troops. Follow that up with a charge from my dismounted Aspis and then lock down any of his flanking attempts with my foot companions or my shield bearers. We should be pretty good. Yeah, okay, I think this is gonna be rough, but you know, what the hell? Oh shit, I ran out of time. That's what happened. That's kind of bullshit. Okay, well, you can see the stats here. Yeah, it looks like I killed 1,800 about. My ally only killed 860. So it was a good fight. Looks like I kind of carried it for my team. I was really looking forward to engaging in that final battle. But oh well, hope you enjoyed. See you next time, guys. Peace out, man.